south of I-4. That means that our community is likely going to receive more rain or less wind. In just a few moments, I'm going to ask our Director of Public Safety, Danny Banks, to come forward and he'll give you an overall update. But I wanted to take this opportunity to just talk to our community, because as we prepare for tomorrow and the inevitable of what will happen with this particular storm, I want our community to remember that we are a community of faith and that we do believe that prayer does help. So I pray that our community will be minimally impacted to the extent that it could be. But in either case, we are well prepared at this point in time. We are saying to all of you, you must finish your preparation tonight in order to be better prepared. And we're saying that by noon tomorrow, everyone should really be in a position where they're hunkering down. You should be at home for the duration, the balance of the storm, because as tomorrow continues throughout the day, we will see a worsening of the storm conditions here within our community. Because the track is now tracking somewhat south of I-4, what that means for us is that we're going to see as high as 10 to 15 inches of rain in the western part of our county, and perhaps 6 to 10 inches in the eastern portion of the county. We'll go over that with you a little bit more in just a few moments. But rain is going to be significant. Wind will be significant. We're going to see some trees down, some power lines down, some loss of power. You have been watching your local weather news stations for the last 48 hours or so, and so they've been keeping you up to date about the track of the storm. Well, it's upon us. So once we begin to hunker down tomorrow, more than likely we're going to be in that mode until sometime on Thursday morning. It will be overnight. We have already started our 24-hour operations at the Orange County Emergency Operations Center. We have opened our shelters for persons with special needs. That happened at 10 a.m. this morning. We opened shelters at Goldenrod Park, South Econ Park, and the Silver Star Recreation Center. A fourth shelter for persons with special needs will open at Freedom High School at 8 a.m. tomorrow. All three of our special needs shelters are pet friendly, so you can take your pets there. In addition, we are opening a total of 11 different shelters for general population. They will open or did open at 6 p.m. tonight at the Lake Buena Vista High School, Ocoee High School, Oak Ridge High School, Odyssey Middle School, Timber Springs Middle, Wedgefield K-8 school, and then we have 4 additional general population shelters that are pet friendly. That's Apopka High School, Colonial High School, Lake Nona High School, Union Park Middle, and Carver Middle School. Lynx has informed us that they will continue to transport persons as long as the buses are running for free if they are headed to any of our shelter locations. However, we do know that they are planning to, I believe, around 3 p.m. tomorrow to discontinue the Lynx service until further notice, and that's because of expected wind speeds. In addition, we were notified that our Orlando Executive Airport will be closing this evening, and in the morning, the Orlando International Airport is slated to shut down temporarily at 8 a.m. All of that will have significant impacts on our community. Also, we have a number of hotels that are open for business, and they are working to accept those who have evacuated from other areas of our state into the Metro Orlando area. We're well prepared with hotel rooms and everything that comes with that. Our staff has been working diligently. You're going to hear in just a few moments from, again, Director Banks, but you'll also hear from our Public Works Director, our schools, and others who will be talking about our overall level of readiness. At this time, I'm going to ask our Public Safety Director, Director Banks, to come forward and give you an overall update. Director Banks.
Thank you, Mayor Demings. Good afternoon, everyone. As the mayor mentioned, we can anticipate a major impact by this storm to Orange County with expected rainfall in the area now of 10 to 15 inches. That higher rainfall amount would occur theoretically on the western side of our county, but we can still anticipate somewhere between 8 and 10 inches of rainfall in eastern Orange County. Current track puts the eye of the hurricane potentially going slightly south of Orange County, but as Mayor Demings mentioned, that rainfall amount would equate to higher. We're going to be on the north side of the eye, which always equates in a hurricane with a larger amount of rainfall. Orange County is currently under a hurricane warning by the National Weather Service. And I just want to mention, regardless of that track, even with that track going south of us, we can still expect significant impacts to Orange County, both with rain and with wind speeds. That rain is very likely to cause localized flooding in Orange County, Florida. Our expected conditions can start deteriorating, we anticipate from the forecast, as early tomorrow afternoon, more likely late into the evening. Our worst conditions, we believe, we'd be experiencing Wednesday night into early Thursday morning. As the mayor mentioned, we opened sandbags 2 days ago in Orange County, had 6 sites opened, distributed just in 2 days a combined total of nearly 200,000 sandbags to our residents. Earlier today, as Mayor Demings mentioned, we activated 3 of our persons with special needs shelters. Those are active as of 10 o'clock this morning, another one to follow at 8 a.m. tomorrow morning. He identified those to you, as well as the 11 general population shelters that we activated at 6 p.m. Today. There's 3 different phases of our response in any crisis management situation like we have with this hurricane. First is our preparedness. That's clearly the phase we're in now and have been for the several past days. We have our Public Works Director here to talk to you about some of the things Public Works has been doing. The next phase, and we'll be entering that tomorrow in emergency management, that's our impact phase. That's when we know the storm is upon us, and we want to encourage the community. That is the time that you need to shelter down, either in your homes, if that's a safe place you identified, or to one of our shelters. During the impact, we want people staying at home. We need to reserve that time for as long as we can with our emergency response teams to be able to get out and get onto the roads for as long as they can if conditions permit. Once the storm clears, we'll transition into our response phase. And even in that, as the storm clears, we need to reserve the right for traveling on the roads to our emergency first responders. Immediately as that storm starts to clear from us, we'll have first responder teams from our utilities, our public works, our partnerships with Duke Energy, OUC, out doing those assessments. We can fully expect a lot of power outage in Orange County. We can expect localized flooding. Our primary goal, as always, is to prevent any loss of life and to minimize the amount of damage that we see in our properties. But we need that opportunity as soon as the storm clears to start making those assessments to see exactly how bad our damage was. Will be coming. You will see Orange County Fire Rescue, Orange County Sheriff's Office, and other public safety personnel coming into the neighborhoods as soon as the storm clears to check on the well-being. I do want to mention one last fact about Orange County Fire Rescue. Today, the department visited over 80 of our mobile home parks in Orange County to make sure that the residents of those mobile home parks know where potentially they could evacuate to some of the shelters, as well as give them safety information about how to prepare themselves to ensure, if they choose to stay in their residence, how to ride that out and ensure their safety. We've also provided some opportunity for transportation for the residents to get from those mobile home parks to our shelters that are now active. So I'll turn it over now. We have a representative from Orange County Public Schools to talk for a moment, Mr. Scott Howitt.
Thank you, Director Banks. On behalf of our superintendent, Dr. Maria Vasquez, our school board, and district leadership, we want to strongly encourage our families, our employees, and staff to please take this storm very seriously. This has potentially very dangerous storm, and our team is closely monitoring it, as you've heard. This storm does have the potential for significant impacts on our community, our families, and our schools. As a reminder, our school district offices and schools were closed for tomorrow and Thursday, and due to the timing and projected path of the storm, we have decided to close schools on Friday, October 11th as well. As of right now, we will expect our 12-month employees to be prepared to return to work on Friday to begin assessing our school conditions. Monday, October 14th, is a scheduled student holiday and teacher work day. That was previously scheduled, so there will be no school on Monday. The superintendent did mention yesterday that this Friday is the end of the 9-week marking period, and due to school closures and students students will have the opportunity to make up work, and teachers will have until next Friday, October 18th, to enter grades. We will continue to update our families and employees through calls, emails, text messages, and information as it becomes available and decisions are made. We also encourage everyone to follow OCPS on all social media channels and on ocps.net. If you're in need of assistance, we encourage our families and employees to call Heart of Florida United Way's 211 line or access our Community Connect on ocps.net. I want to reiterate the gratitude that we have to Mayor Demings and his team for our partnership as we prepare for and deal with the impacts of Hurricane Milton. We appreciate the media's effort to continue to amplify our messaging to our families and employees. Now I'll turn it over to Joe Kunkel, Public Works. Joe.
Thank you, Director. Joe Kunkel, Public Works. I want to go over a little bit of some of the things that we've done over the last week or so. We are always preparing at Public Works, getting ready for events that may occur. As Director Banks mentioned, there's going to be significant rain as well as wind, so this is going to be a rain and a wind event for us at Public Works, which means that we are preparing all of our stormwater facilities for significant rain, as well as looking ahead to potential debris issues associated with the heavy winds that are going to come forward. So some of the things that we have been doing over the last number of days and weeks has been distributing sandbags over the last couple of days. Director Banks mentioned that, upwards of close to 200,000 sandbags just distributed over the last couple of days. Some of the other things that we've been working on is we have a number of pump stations located across Orange County. We've been running our pump stations in advance of the storm and creating the maximum amount of capacity that we can, either in those lake basins or in those stormwater ponds. Understanding that we were going to have significant rain and trying to create that additional capacity. We've also gone around to all of our drain wells across the county and make sure that those are free and open and free flowing so that they can take on water as it comes forward during the rain event. And we've also been monitoring all of our construction activities. So we have a number of large projects and smaller projects going on, as well as projects on the development side, visiting those sites with our inspectors and making sure that they're secure, both for the rain event, but more so for the wind events. We've also gone to our Orla Vista project, which is a huge stormwater project we have, providing additional capacity for the Orla Vista area. We've maintained the maximum amount of storage we can in our retention ponds. It's about 13 feet of depth in these large retention ponds, and we are looking for those pond systems to handle a majority of the rain that comes to Orla Vista. 10 to 12 inches is a very large storm. We think we can handle most of that rain. We may see some localized flooding in Orla Vista, as well as localized flooding in other areas that are prone. There's a lot of areas inside Orange County that 8 to 10 inches will create some challenges. However, we've pre-positioned some pumps, and we've gone through and cleared all of our canals, major primary canals, so that they'll be able to take as much stormwater as possible. We've also worked with our other operations divisions, traffic engineering. They've gone around and checked all of our signals to make sure they're operational, as well as have emergency generators available to provide power to those signals that go out, so that we can have the signals function until power is restored. We've also looked at starting to plan our operations for debris after the storm with a wind event. We anticipate that there will be some debris, so we've contacted our vendors, and we're going to do some assessments after the storm internally with our staff to come up with some indications as to the amount of debris and activities that need to be occurring, as well as activities associated with our stormwater and traffic signals and other roads functions. So we're at the point now that we've done our preparation, and we'll do some last-minute reviews tomorrow morning, and then we'll be ready for the storm as it comes after the storm for our recovery. Up next is Logan Stewart from Duke Energy.
Hey there, my name is Logan Stewart, Duke Energy. Duke Energy Florida continues to prepare for Hurricane Milton. The company anticipates a major hurricane with life-threatening storm surge and damaging winds that many areas in our service territory have never seen before. Currently, the company is preparing for more than 1 million power outages during this event. We've brought in 16,000 crews from across the country. These crews are made up of power line techs, vegetation workers, damage assessors, and support personnel. We will have 4,600 crews at Ritchie Brothers Auction in Davenport, and another 4,000 that will be staged at the Villages by 8 p.m. this evening. These are sites that are all along the outside of Hurricane Milton's projected path, but as close to the impacted areas as possible so that they can respond as soon as it is safe to do so. Once the storm has passed, we have pre-identified base camp sites. These are locations that crews will move into in the areas across the state that have been the most impacted. The storm's impact to our infrastructure could result in widespread equipment damage, causing extended outage durations for our customers. Also, significant damage to customers' homes and businesses could make structures unsafe to re-energize. To help protect your property, we do recommend that you proactively turn off your power at the breaker. Water and electricity do not mix, and this will protect you, your family, and your property. Additionally, please be sure you take a moment to update your contact information with your Duke Energy account and sign up for outage alerts. We can provide up-to-date information to you related to outages. You can also report outages to us, and the easiest way to do that is by texting OUT, O-U-T, to 57801 or calling and reporting your outage at 800-POWER-ON, or you can do so on our mobile app or our website. Finally, all of us at Duke Energy would like to ensure our customers make safety a priority before, during, and after this storm. Thank you. And I'm going to turn it over to Janice.
Thank you. I'm Janice Osani with OUC, the reliable one. OUC continues to plan for the impacts of Hurricane Milton. While it's difficult to predict the exact amount of outages we will experience at this time, we are preparing for a large percentage of our customers to be without power, which will take multiple days to restore. And because large trees brought down by wind and rain can uproot water pipes, customers could experience water service disruptions as well. So estimate to have 1 gallon of water per person per day available. As we are asking for our customers to prepare, we are doing the same. We are increasing our restoration resources to 5 times our normal size in order to respond to outages caused by the storm. We're so grateful for local technicians, tree trimmers, and safety assessors, and those who are coming from states as far as California, Nebraska, Missouri, and Michigan, to name just a few. They'll work alongside our OUC employees to restore power lines and fix issues so long as it is safe to do so. To restore power in an orderly and safe fashion, OUC first evaluates damage to the electric system immediately following a storm. It will take at least 48 hours for us to provide a system-wide estimated time of restoration once the storm passes. Rest assured that crews will work as soon as it is safe to do so. First, we will begin restoring power to critical areas such as hospitals, police, and fire stations. Next, we focus on repairs that restore power to the most customers in the most efficient way possible. And then finally, repairs that impact only a few customers at a time will be worked last. We ask that you make sure your contact information is up to date in our customer information system by visiting my.ouc.com and reviewing your contact information. If you haven't already, you can register for OUC outage alerts in English or Spanish by texting REG to 69682. During the storms, customers can visit ouc.com to view our outage map or reportages online or by calling 407-423-9018. We are currently providing limited customer service operations and will fully transition to storm support only by 3 p.m. tomorrow. Also, disconnections for non-payment have been suspended at this time. Make safety first is our #1 value at OUC, and that includes the safety of our customers, our employees, and our community. Consider all lines, as well as trees, limbs, and anything else that can encounter a power line as energized and dangerous. Remember that floodwaters can also be energized by down power lines or other electrical equipment. Never run a generator in a closed space, indoors or near open windows. Ensure that they are outdoors and well ventilated. More safety tips like this are available at ouc.com/storm center. In closing, on behalf of all OUC employees, I thank you for your support and your patience as we work to respond to Hurricane Milton this week. Please stay safe, and it's my honor to turn this back over to Mayor Demings.
Okay, I know we shared a lot with you this evening, but we want to make certain that we do stay in communication with our residents throughout the storm. And I want to share that you can certainly, if you're reaching out for any Orange County related government services while the storm is moving forward, you can simply dial 311. You can do that from either your cellular phone or your landline, and we have a staff of people who will be answering those lines. If you have specific questions about anything that we have talked about, shelter locations, etc., they have all of the information there at their fingertips if it's a non-emergency situation. Obviously, if it's an emergency situation, you need to dial 911 like you would customarily do. I do want to also share with you that you can get information by following us in social media. You can go to ocfl.net/Milton. Again, ocfl-net/Milton. There will be information there in English, Spanish, and Haitian Creole. So it is multilingual, and you can get information about our shelters, etc. At this time, what I'm going to do is open it up for any questions that our media may have. If you have questions in Spanish, we have the ability to do some translation here. Also, several of our commissioners are here. If you have questions for any of them, they're here to be responsive. And then at the conclusion of this press event, we'll make ourselves available for any one-on-ones should that become necessary. So with that, do we have any questions? Sounds like we answered all of your questions at least, but we will be here for one-on-ones tomorrow. Again, just as a reminder, we are asking people to be off the roadways and begin that long, lengthy process of hunkering down in your homes by midday. The conditions are going to certainly deteriorate as the day moves forward. But rest assured that there's help just a phone call away, as I've indicated. We are all in this together as a community. We are supporting not only our community, but we're supporting the entire state of Florida. We have assets that are pre-positioned at our Orange County Convention Center, from utility trucks to first responder vehicles and other statewide assets that are there.